So today's mini sermon, we just got our first commission check for Magic Kids. Well, I guess our second check, but this was the first commission check for all the work we're doing down in the schools in the Bay Area. And I think it was somewhere in the ballpark of $18,000 last week. So that was between for this one partnership with Soul Shop, that's like a $50,000 of revenue that has been generated from one partnership. Now, this is a company that Magic Kids, we started 3 years ago. I've poured a shit ton of money into this business, probably upwards of 400 plus $1,000 easily of revenue of Magic Media money. So Magic Media is invested into. I've personally invested my family's money into it. We've raised investment capital to get this thing off the ground. We started off with focusing on books, and then we pivoted to the app. A couple years ago, we started working on the app. So the app just went live in March. And so we're now actually generating revenue, which is really nice. And with this money that we just made with this partnership, that's going to be some real royalties that are going to be paid out to our artists, which is really beautiful. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it's good to celebrate the wins when we have wins. The other reason is we also closed another partnership just a couple months ago, and that goes live in January. And I think that one's going to be pretty big because it's going to allow us to be in 20,000 libraries and schools across the US. And that one's a pay-per-play sort of partnership. Um, but we just look like I reached out to a bunch of the different meditation apps that I'm on last week to see if they would like to license our content. And Mind Valley got back to me this morning, and it seems like they had a very positive response to that. And so Mind Valley is going to be another potential licensing partner, which could be amazing. And two of the four that I reached out to last week, two of the other four, so 3 out of 4, also got back and they're really interested and they're going through our content library. So the moral of the story is shit takes time and we got to stay ridiculously, stupidly, obsessively steadfast to the game plan. We have to stay steadfast to the game plan. The game plan is you reach out to 100 contacts for your signature workshop and you don't stop until it's done. You schedule it in. You do it 2 hours, 3 hours a week. You schedule that in. If it's outreach to get your work on other people's apps, other people's platforms, you just keep doing it and you keep paying attention. If nobody's responding, then we pay attention to why is nobody responding? How can I improve the pitch? How can I improve the quality? But we just keep going because that's how breakthroughs happen, is through the just keep going process. And I'm seeing it with Magic Media. I'm seeing it with Magic Kids. Uh, it just that is the moral of the story is we got to stay so steadfast to the plan that we have and make micro adaptations, but not reinvent the wheel as we get going. Because it takes a lot of consistent energy to create momentum. When we start and stop, we lose all the momentum and we have to exert 2 to 3 times. I don't know, I'm making these numbers up, but that's what it feels like, 2 to 3 times more energy to get the momentum going. Whereas if we are just consistent and we keep going and going and going, the momentum can start to pick up. The more we go, the more we follow through with the things. And I'm feeling that with the partnership outreach. We have another partnership that I'm meeting next week, which is looking very positive, that could have us in 7,000 schools in the UK with an organization called Earth Cubs. So partnerships are the name of the game. Leveraging relationships is the name of the game. Being consistent, knowing what you have to offer, and knowing what you're looking for in a partnership is really key for figuring out how to negotiate, how to find the win-win-win for everybody, for you, for the partner, and for their audience, for your audience. But if you find yourself, say, really sporadic with certain things around doing the outreach for partnerships or signature workshops, or you're sporadic with a newsletter, I'm just going to say that tighten that up because it creates leaks in the system that you're building, And it's harder to build momentum. It's harder to build trust unless you're really, really consistent at the things that you're doing and the ways that you're showing up in your business, in the world, and with the outreach. So that's it, because it is a game of numbers. And eventually, as you reach out to more and more numbers and you create more and more numbers of things in the world, you just keep getting better. It keeps getting easier. The resistance keeps getting smaller or less significant, and money flows in. That's it. That's how it works.